I don't know how long I can talk because this is really, really emotional. First, I want to say thank you for this. I haven't seen this many people in one place in over a year. And so I am grateful that you all came out to send me off in style. I appreciate that. I thought a lot about what today was going to be like. And I was not prepared for, I knew it would be emotional, but I just wasn't prepared for the level of sadness that I feel. I'm excited and I'm of course looking forward to all that stuff, but before you can get to that, you got to get over this kind of hump here of being sorry to have to leave all of you, because I really do care about all of you and I've really enjoyed working with you, and all of the lovely things that people said in the videos. I really appreciate that. I do want to acknowledge that I did not do this alone. It's easy to kind of pin everything on one person and say she did this and she did that, but it was never just she, it was always a they. From the very beginning, there was people in the system who were willing to work with me. I do a remarkable job of hiring people. If anyone wants any clues on how to do that, I'm happy to mentor you on that, because I do know how to hire, and I have hired many people over the years who all contributed to what the program is today. It was never just me. So it's been rain. I'll just say that what inspired me in the very beginning to start this program, I was working as a relief house parent for Houston Achievement Place, and I had 10 girls in the house who had all been sexually abused by their dads, and they all got removed and their dads got to stay home, which seemed totally unfair to me. And when I talked to those girls about what they wanted to see happen, what they wanted was to be heard. And they wanted someone to acknowledge the experience they had been through, and they wanted justice. And that was not happening. Kids were not going to court. Kids were dismissed, and kids were thought to be incompetent. And it was through I was only there for a little over a year, but it was through my work with those girls that I knew there had to be a better way. We had to do better by our kids, because it was not their fault what happened to them, and yet they were the ones that were being punished. And so that's kind of what set me out on this journey, but I had a lot of helpers along the way. I do want to say a special thank you to Sabrina. I couldn't even imagine walking out the door if Sabrina wasn't here to keep it all together and keep it going. I was so blessed the day that little young thing straight out of college, that at the time my boss said, "What are you thinking? Why are you hiring her?" There were people with a lot more experience, but there was just something about her that I knew that she was going to be a part of this journey with me. And so I thank you, Sabrina, for hanging in there and sticking with me and making this program your own too, because that's the only way I can walk away, is because I know I'm leaving it in good hands. I want to thank the Houston Area Women's Center for taking us in. I always loved that Ellen called it a marriage. So I always told people about the day I came over to Hawk and proposed to Ellen Cohen. And she said yes, and we got married. So that was always, I was so grateful for that, because I had no idea at that point what was going to become of us, because we didn't have a home at the time. And so I'm so grateful to Hawk for taking us in and giving us a place to be. I hope moving forward that Hawk will continue to recognize the value of the program and to help it grow. I think that's my one disappointment in all of this, is that I haven't been able to grow the program in the way that I know it needs to grow. The need is out there. We are the only answer for these kids, and there's just not enough people to deal with all these kids. And so I would hope this next chapter, as Sabrina leads it forward, that growth will be a part of that agenda. That will do me proud if you all can grow the program and expand to help all of the kids that so desperately need this help. I want to say a special thank you to my circle of support. You know who you are. And I could not have gotten through each day without you, especially during this pandemic, which when you live alone, it's very isolating to be in a pandemic and home alone. So for those that I had regular communication with, you were my lifelines, and I really appreciate you supporting me during that time too. I talked to my family about this day, my sister sent me a bracelet. And it's a bracelet with a little message on the inside of it. And on the inside of this one, it says, I choose joy. And that's what this is about for me, is work has always been my joy. It's been the main focus of my entire life up to this point. But now my joy, I could still have joy here, sure, but my bigger joy, the joy that has been missing from my life, is my family. And my family all lives in Ohio, and that's where I need to be, because I can't imagine living out my life missing any more occasions than I've already missed over the past almost 40 years that I've been in Texas, and everybody else was not. So I've always been the absent aunt or the absent sister. When my parents were still alive, I'd fly in and out, but I never got to spend the quality time with them that I wanted to. So I'm not going to miss any more. I'm going to choose joy. My nieces sent me this shirt to wear today. Because they said they wanted me to go out in style. So I thank them for that. And lastly, I have on my mom's pearl earrings, because my mom was always my role model. My mom was always in service to others. She was always a volunteer. We took in more kids off the street, and more Mormons who came door to door ended up staying with us. I don't know how many times we had those people in our house sharing holiday meals, and I spent a lot of my grown-up years in nursing homes, singing songs for old people and playing bingo with them, and we worked in an orphanage for a while, and I went and spent weekends at the orphanage with all these other kids. So service has always been a part of who I am, and that won't change. I will be looking for volunteer opportunities when I get settled, and hope to continue to make an impact. But as it said in the video, I can't imagine a greater privilege than to impact the lives of children. And I am so grateful that I had this opportunity for so very long to do that. So thank you all for recognizing that, and recognizing me, and for giving me such a lovely, lovely send-off. Thank you very much.